request, ventilate, veggie,
Wait a minute. The foreshadowing, because like respectfully then becomes a vegetable in the series for about like 13 years. So I think it's hilarious that he calls him veggie, kind of foreshadowing what happens to him. Because like he just basically becomes lifeless and is just a husk for like literally 13 years.
Mickey!
we meet again, boy.
Master Xehanort.
Ah, yes. So you're starting to realize what you lost. Oh, but not for good. You had to lose in order to find. Now it can all be yours again if you only reach out and take it. Reclaim the part that left you. Clash with him. Pure light against pure darkness to forge the ultimate key. The all-powerful Keyblade!
Keyblade.
Not the Keyblades you and I carry. Key, the most ancient term. Some say Kai, but the meaning is the same.
Key.
Death.
Key.
A letter that spells ending.
Keyblade.
And I have the power to make it.
Yes, you do.
Correct. Ericus knows it too. He knows exactly what you are.
The Master?
Haven't you ever wondered why he never granted you permission to leave his side?
Oh.
To grow stronger? Ericus was frightened of you. If you were to learn the truth, realize what you are, he never trusted you. Why else would he keep you within his sight at all times?
Oh, wow. Imagine that.
Yeah. He never let me see other worlds. No matter how much I asked.
You're a bitch.
Ask the man yourself. Learn the truth. And remember, you have a greater purpose.
You're a bitch. Mickey, you're still a bitch. Fucking jettison his ass to space.
What am I?
Darkness.
What has the Master been keeping from me all this time?
Bullshit. Yo, how'd I get jettisoned into space and then not know where I'm going? You know what would have been nice? And maybe this has just been, maybe this is me thinking this. I just wish that like there was more when you get to Chain of Memories, because this, the castle converges, this converges to the castle Oblivion. Like there would have been something, some inkling in here. Like there should have been like a scene between like Sora and his attachment to Ventus. Maybe I'm in my mind, I am trying to rewrite a game with what's like what the source material's out, and like right now in my mind I just had like a very random deep thought brain fart storm where I was like, you know, with what is out, like how could 3 be better? Or how could 3 be better? Partly because I was in the Twitch chat not too long ago, and one of the streamers that was in there tried to make a compelling argument for Kyrie being a somewhat decent character. And I've been on record highly critical of Kyrie because I don't think, in my opinion, Kyrie has anything to offer to the overall story. You know, we've had 20 plus years of Kingdom Hearts dating back to what, 2002? Be 22 years. So yeah, you understood her purpose in 1, felt out of place in 2, definitely in 3 I wasn't a fan of what played out in 3. So I just think that overall, you know, if we could rewrite or repurpose 3, if you do less plot point in Dream Drop Distance and you include that into 3, I think it kind of gives them correction. If you pull from 02 Birth by Sleep Fragment and you go, hey, you know, actually we'll go even further here because we're gonna go deep down the rabbit hole. So you do Recoded as is. You do Recoded as is. Then go back here, get rid of this. Then you still do Dream Drop Distance. You do it up to the point where you stop at Sora, the reveal. You stop at the reveal of, hey, we are the 13 Xehanort, we're the 13 Xehanorts. Sora falls asleep, and then boom. But in the meantime, you introduce Axel or Lee 10 times earlier than you do, so that way you still set Kyrie and Lee off on the path of Keyblade, being Keyblade warriors. So in between Dream Drop Distance, while Sora and Riku are doing them the Mark of Masteries, you have Lee and Kyrie training. So then that way you amp up Kyrie going into 3, and then you expand her role in 3 so that way she doesn't feel as useful, because basically at least 2/3 of the in Kingdom Hearts 3 she's training with Lee. At least you give them a story where at least you set up a plot line where, hey, if you reintroduce them again in Kingdom Hearts 3, they're at least helping find Princesses of Lights, and they're not just there just for buffer. So then when you get into 3, you start Kingdom Hearts 3 with Riku fighting, with Riku and Mickey fighting the organization to free Sora. You build up Riku and you do kind of what you did in 2, where in this plot point, while Sora's being ineffective because he's fallen asleep, you start off 3 like you start off Kingdom Hearts 2 with Roxas. You have Riku progress through Sora, save him, pull him back, you jump right into it. Hey, Sora, da 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 da, because you failed the Mark of Mastery, you're gonna have to redo it again, or at least learn the power of waking elsewhere. So you still get the 20 hours of Sora going through everything, but you make it more meaningful because now he's more adamant about learning how to do the power of waking because of the fact that he failed so miserably because Riku had to sit here and pull him out. Riku still goes on the path of the Dark World where him and Mickey go out to find Aqua. You make that more condensed, so that way it's not 2 trips down, it's 1 meaningful trip down, and then you get the Aqua reveal. And then you proceed forward here. You have Kyrie and Lee or Axel kind of still help out in between. And then you kind of give them more of a prominent window, and then you still do what you do in the graveyard, the Keyblade graveyard, with the 7 lights, with the 13 darknesses. You kind of clean it up a bit because I feel like it's still mush, because there are some parts in there where you're just like, ugh. I think the double fights don't, like, I think fighting everyone twice doesn't help, because it's not a seamless thing, because it's like you fight them, it's like cutscene, you fight them, another cutscene, and then you ramp everything up again, and then it needs to be each significant antagonist of darkness has to be a very significant fight, and you make it more of a dungeon crawl than you do an open, hey, we're fighting 3 of them, like we're fighting 3 of them at the same time. You make it more unique and impactful. Boom. We move on to the final 3. You do the 3 Xehanorts. You do Ansem, you do Xemnas, and then you do Xehanort. You still do that. You make that more meaningful as well too. You make Mickey and Riku more useful, because I feel like in that fight it's a bit. You introduce when Sora dives again into Xehanort's heart to face him. You still do the DLC part where you get the 7 lights fighting against the 13 darknesses. You don't make that a DLC, you include that in. So that way, Remind doesn't feel like a rehash of everything. Like, because that's my issue with Remind, is because you're doing everything again the 3rd time. So you include the stuff that you omitted in the original game that you shoved in the Remind, make it part of the original story. Basically, Remind should only be something where you break it down and you tie Remind into Melody of Memories. That Remind DLC should not patch up everything that was omitted in the original game, which I'm double downing on that statement. And you still keep the same concepts, you still keep the data battle share, you just omit the 3 hours of the ending of 3 that you have to play again. And you make everyone selectable in meaningful boss fights against the 13 darknesses. Boom, we fixed that. It's all in there. Boom, boom, boom. Ending still happens. The ending gets you to Remind. Remind gets you to the 13. You do the data battles. You unlock your Zora. And then Remind DLC ties you into Melody of Memories. Boom. So that cleans up the last 4 or 5 games here. You start at Coded. The end of Coded as your bookmark, as your beginning point here. You still do Dream Drop Distance up until the reveal. Boom, you end the game on Sora falling to darkness. You start 3 with Riku diving in to save him. You do 3 more condensed, more meaningful story plot point, and then boom, remind ties you into Million Memories. That's it. We done fixed it. We done fixed the horse shit. It makes the games more meaningful. It gives you an opportunity to make the characters more impactful that you feel like may have not been impactful. Again, I feel like that with Axel. I felt like Axel could have had more of a prominent role in this game, but because he was off training, same with Kairi, you get a more prominent role in Riku, who has now become a Keyblade master. So you at least get more Riku and more of an impact on his story, because now with 3 opening up with you rescuing Sora, you kind of jettison Riku as a hero after coming off of the bullshit that he went through in 1, trying to redeem himself between Chain of Memories, Days, and then, you know, the reveal in Kingdom Hearts 2. So that way, when you get to 4 still opens up the same way that 3 opens up. You have now Riku diving into Quadratum looking for Riku. So that way we get 2 games of using a Keyblade master and not just 1. We done fixed it. We done fixed it. We done fixed it.